Okay, so we have two swords, a knife, three knives. Got not so great sword. Maybe we go to great swords now. Unless you have an idea for another one.
Not right now.
Affixes. This column needs to spread out a little. Actually, we can probably throw a kukri in here. Weapon, sword, 1H, 1, uncommon, slashing. You're good at taking off limbs, so I wonder how we put that in an affix. What game? What is game design? Sanddrifter asks. Well, Sanddrifter, I suppose that depends on which kind of game you're designing, which genre you're designing for. Um, at its most, I guess, simplistic kind of level, game design is the creation of something fun that's meant to be experienced by a player. Um, Irrespective of number of players. But if you have like a more specific question about game design, I can certainly answer that more directly. Is it something how the game looks and feels? Um, yeah, game design certainly contributes. Uh, I think I think there are a bunch of different designs that come into place with when you're trying to create something, anything really, a chair, for instance, with how it looks and feels. I mean, the carpenter is going to design it in one way, whereas someone who's building the blueprint for mass production of chairs might design it another way. Um, Certainly, we have an art team, a narrative team. We've got a sound design team. All of those people are kind of right. Pysasson saying there are several facets of game design. That is one, exactly. Um, it depends on which facet you're interested in. Are you interested in coding? Are you interested in creating abilities or characters? Because the answer is different for each of those. Currently, we're working on weapon design, which is something that can work if you're doing pen and paper RPG, for instance, irrespective of code. I mean, you could just go through and make items that give +3 strength or something like that, and then run it with your buddies. I, Design for us is just putting ideas down onto a page and making them work within a system such that all of the rules um, and requirements are met, and uh, not very many things are meant to come into conflict. I'm interested in everything. I want to do it all. Okay. Hey, little donkey. Welcome to the chat. Um, is there anything specifically that you're interested in, like one sort of developmental pursuit that you're particularly kind of wanting to learn? And, we'll do our best to answer questions about that. currently our challenge is we're trying to create affixes for our weapons that are interesting. Instead of giving +3 attack or +4 endurance or +2 speed or some stats, what we want to do is create weapons that fundamentally feel different, that make you attack in different ways or go up against enemies in different ways to see the encounter differently. And a kukri, which I will go find an image for so you guys can see what I'm talking about. People call it a knife. It's more, I guess people are considering it as a knife, so maybe we'll have to go put it in the knife section.
I always thought of a kukri more of a machete.
Yeah. How can I help you on the creation of these swords? Or do you not have a
Absolutely.
model? Are you talking? Are you talking about the creation of the art assets for the swords? Because we have some artists who will be doing that. But if you're talking about the design of the swords, we'd love to have help. And in fact, if you come up with an awesome idea, we'll throw your name in the credits for our game. Kukri. Well, I guess it's saying it's a knife, so I'm not going to go against
Then,
Wikipedia.
yeah. I'm not going to argue with Wikipedia. They're
Yeah,
pretty meticulous about their facts.
if it's a knife, it's a knife. I mean, it's going to be a big knife, but
But I mean, even then, what is a machete? Is it a knife?
I suppose it is. Um, right. So anyway, kukri is this thing, and they are really really good at chopping, like hacking things, um, which is why they work really well in the same sort of capacity as a machete. They can take out long stalks of very dense plant material, but also they can cut through muscle and bone quite well. It says here it has been recorded as being able to cleave a person's head and halfway through the chest with a single blow. Um, and
Brutal.
so, if you want to get that across to the player without getting called by the ESRB and making your game mature um, instead of teen, which is what we're aiming for, then you have to figure out a way of conveying to the player that this thing can really chop something uh, without actually having it.
Just in the item description, you just put it's real good at chopping.
It's real, real good at chopping.
A+ design.
So I don't know. I mean, technically, you could make it so it degrades their armor or something like that, but we don't have armor degradation systems, and we're trying to avoid them. Um, we could make it so that it deals increased damage or it has better stats than the average knife would. But as I said
Well,
earlier, we're trying to.
um, something I just thought of. If they're wearing light armor, maybe it does more damage. So it's gonna be easily cutting through it.
Right. That's
It
something we
does
could do.
standard stat damage against medium and heavy, maybe, and it does just like 2-3 points more on light armor since you're just cutting right there. It's not doing anything for them.
Again, deals half. Whenever a kukri whenever this weapon would not deal damage, comma, instead deal half of
Deals
damage
tons of
it
damage.
would have dealt to the target. Instead, this effect only takes place when targeting
Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I
Cloth.
forgot to wake up Thrallbot.
Wearers. Oh, bring that Thrallbot in here. Deals tons of damage. Exactly.
Yeah.
Cloth. Armor. Wearers. This effect only takes place when targeting cloth armor. Character. Oh, did we just get a follower? I think that was the sound. Thank you to whoever followed. I believe that was the sound for a follower that just happened. Apologies if that wasn't, if I'm going insane. I suppose I'll see in a few seconds here. No? I guess it wasn't.
Insane.
It takes place when targeting a character wearing, equipped with.
Okay. Thrallbot. There
Okay,
you go.
so the Kukri is done. Variant. I think that's. Maybe we'll have to make a new variant. Dagger, Shiv, Stiletto, Shard, Fang. It's not really any of those. It's more of a custom. For most of these weapons, they'll follow an image form basically. Let's say that we want to make a whole bunch of weapons, but we don't want to have to make a whole bunch of different images for those weapons. If we have multiple weapons that look like a blank, then we can just make very small changes to the base model. So a whole bunch of stiletto daggers, for instance, or stiletto knives would look like a very just. I'll go find an image of a stiletto to show you. Stiletto. So this is what a stiletto looks like. Imagine that we want to have 3 or 4 different stilettos in the demo. What we could just do is have this be the base image for that weapon model and add a few little bones to that skeleton to make them look different without having to change up radically how each different weapon looks. And that's what we're trying to do. But for a Kukri, there aren't any other knife weapons that are going to look like this, so it'll need its own custom image. We try and cut down on the number of custom images that we need as much as we can. So we've got, I think we should get at least 4 in each category.
Yeah.
Is there a type of weapon that you guys want to see, chat, for us to make? I mean, we've got all the different types on this bottom bar here. Maybe we make a straw poll for which type of weapon gets made next. Big shout out to Uncle Jam. Oh yeah. He's the man who's got the jam. Tell you what we'll do is we'll have the chat make a weapon with us. Sounds like fun. Sword, great sword, axe, great axe. Make Triforce for tons of damage. Now this is going to be slightly moderated. I mean, you guys can suggest mechanics and how many hands things will hold, but if they don't work within the conventions of the game, we'll have to edit them slightly. But hopefully everyone will, a flying guillotine. Hopefully everyone will come to a sort of consensus. Mace's flails.
Actually, what if it's a pole arm kind of like the halberd, but it's got a guillotine-shaped blade on the end. So it's like the axe blade, but it's pointing out like a spear blade would, spear point would.
That'd be pretty cool. Which should we design next? You choose. You choose. You help. You choose. We'll leave it at that. You guys know that you're helping. Alright, here is the straw poll. I'll send it to Logan. He'll throw it in the chat. There you are. Alright, so everyone who's in the chat now, feel free to cast your vote on which type of weapon you'd like to see designed next.
Apparently, I'm not signed in.
You said that you wanted a great axe that was a guillotine or a spear that was a guillotine.
I have no idea.
We'll just have the great axe be a guillotine. So that one's off the table, guys. You're gonna have to create your own. I think you should make an unsuspecting weapon, like a stick that pricks you for next to no damage, but makes your target bleed for hidden damage each turn until your target bleeds out or is healed. It'll probably be 2 votes or something. Yeah, it will probably be 2 votes or something. You're right. But at least we're putting it to a vote, right?
Yeah.
It's a direct democracy here. Oh, Shield gets 2 votes.
I think they want us to do a shield.
Right.
I haven't even voted yet.
So we will do a shield. The next thing that we need to know about this shield is how many hands it takes to wield it, which will be interesting if you guys pick 2 hands. Go ahead and just throw your answers into the chat. We'll look at it there instead of creating individual straw polls for each of these. If it's a 2-handed shield, that means they can't wield anything else while they're using it. And classically, shields can't be attacked with. But perhaps a 2-handed shield could be. 2-hand, of course. Yeah. Well, kind of shot myself in the foot there, I guess.
2-handed shield.
2-hand. All right.
That's funny.
What would I know if the methods of battle?
2-hand tower shield. You can put on both fists and have them charge into enemies.
All right. Well, I will say that because of the fact that it's 2-handed, generally shields have 0 range, and the reason that is because if you put 0 range on a weapon, it makes it so that you can't attack with it because you literally can't reach anything to attack with it.
Think of Goofy from Kingdom Hearts.
Goofy from Kingdom
For this one, he fights with the shield.
He does.
So maybe we can do something with that.
So it's got a range of 1, which means that you can attack with it. I don't know how rare this is going to be, so how rare do you guys want this to be? It could be any of these options. We don't have names for the rarities above rare. Slide on it in snowy areas. Common, rare.
It's called the Schled.
Schled. That's cute. Rare +1. Rare plus 2. Those are your options for how rare this shield can be. We're not going to put this at common, sadly. Warren bobsled team. Yeah.
It's actually armor, and it's a whole bobsled.
Okay, so that's rare plus 2. So this would be very, very difficult to find if we put it here. This rarity.
I mean, it's a shield that it can attack. Heck yeah, it's got to be rare.
Alright. Anyone else want to cast a vote there? Alright, rare plus 2 it is. Alright, so now we have to think about what this thing is going to do. We've had some suggestions so far, but we need to think of it in terms of combat. What is a big two-handed shield going to do to an enemy when you attack them? Be a fun combo. One character turns terrain icy, then the shield dude sleds into enemies like they're bowling pins. Remember that Frank has to do the animations for these. Try and have it so that we don't make him make him too sad.
Frank's not important.
No, you're right. This is such a big hunk of whatever it is that it has to be wielded with 2 hands.
Maybe it's just a rock with
a rock.
a metal handle on it. It's literally just a rock that has a handle.
2 metal handles.
Two metal handles.
And you're just holding it and your arms are shaking.
Yeah.
Does that sound good to everyone in chat?
The only reason it has range is because when you swing it, it like actually pulls your body forward, and you're hitting people with it.
That'd be funny. What do you guys think? Is that what we want to do, or do we want to do something else with this?
I think we should do something else. It's funny, but
maybe it's like it's a shield that appears to be a suit of armor. You're just holding like a suit of armor out in front of you. You can have a crossbow attached to the inside of the shield where the bolt fires from the center blocking position. 1 shot long reload thing. Interesting. So it's like half bow, half shield.
So it's like a little. Oh, that'd be neat.
That's.
Maybe you can what it is using the actual bolt is an active, and then reloading it's a basic.
For the shield. That's interesting. Yeah.
Because you could be blocking and then shoot your bolt.
Shoot the bolt out of the shield. Huh.
I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, you do. Don't lie to everyone. That was thought out.
You're unwittingly doing design work. We've baited you in.
There's no escape.
I kind of like that idea. I mean, we already have crossbows in the game. They don't appear very often. They're rare, and this is going to be like a legendary something. So it might as well.
Crossbow shield.
Yeah, it's a subtype. Crossbow shield.
Perfect.
Well, I think it should be shield crossbow, given that we're in the shield section.
Yeah, it's majority shield.
Right. Can ground somebody for moving spaces. No. You had the good idea. Now you gotta stick with it. You made your bed. You're sleeping in that thing.
It's a pretty comfy bed too, so you shouldn't complain.
Right. And you and Sanddrifter are gonna have to take credit for this.
So it's a big two-handed shield that you can shoot a bolt out of.
Yeah.
Good.
Sanddrifter and Rocker Jam. So you guys are credited with the creation of this.
Ooh, a hook shot shield. That sounds awesome.
Stuns enemy 5-second cooldown and deals tons of damage.
Oh, so there's like it's like
Right.
about the size of a buckler,
All right,
and it's got spikes all the way around it, and it's got a big spike in the middle. The big spike in the middle is the hook shot. So when they pull
guys.
it in, they smash right into the spikes.
All right,
I know
this
this is yeah, I know.
animations, guys. We need to keep them simple if we can. I
Shh,
mean,
no.
already this thing is going to be annoying for Frank. I'm sure he's
Well,
going to love doing it. It's just going to be so many of these.
someone's anti-imagination.
I know, right? I hate being the guy who's like, guys, art
Guys, come
assets,
on.
guys.
Can't do that. Not today.
I would love to do it. I mean, hookshot shield would be really cool. Damage type piercing.
R.I.P. Frank.
How people will hate me because I helped make a shield.
No, this shield, this shield's awesome. Don't
It's a
you
crossbow
ever?
shield. This is
No,
awesome.
I never would have thought of that. None of us would probably have ever thought of that. And then you came in and made our day so much better. I love you.
Okay. Hit enemy at crossbow range. Uh, this attack deals. This attack pierces
This attack deals insta-death damage.
the initial target.
Yeah.
And may deal damage equal to the damage dealt to a target on the row behind on the next row. Back. Attack target enemy at crossbow range. This attack pierces the initial target and may deal damage equal to the damage dealt to a target on the next row back. I think this should be a free active and have reloading be a basic action.
Alright, yeah. That sounds fair. I mean, sure, sounds fair if you're Hitler.
I mean, if you're
If you're fun Hitler.
yeah. So who doesn't want a grappling shield? I mean, probably some
God, that'd be so cool.
asshole who doesn't enjoy fun.
No fun allowed.
Reload. Basic. Reload. The bolt. This is going to have to do a lot of damage. I like your sled shield idea, because you use it surf on ocean tiles too. Gotta stop it, guys.
Can't stop it. You just can't stop
Now
it.
people are gonna hate me. All right, there's one last thing to decide with this weapon, and well, I suppose this shield. Right. So, and that is, what is the name? Need some suggestions for this beautiful crossbow shield that you guys have created. Not only are we crowdsourcing development, but we're also crowdsourcing our ideas.
Yeah, we actually never thought of a single idea. This is all made by other people.
Design at its best.
How do you design? I'll just get other people to do it for you.
Yeah. And what is design? Crowdsourcing.
Crowdsourcing.
Scorpion shield. Duh. Get over here. No, it's not a grappling hook.
We're not doing that one.
The bulwark. Okay, that's a candidate. The ramparts. Interesting. If we use
Um,
Rampart, I think that the Reddit community will be against us.
why?
The whole Woody Harrelson Rampart fiasco.
I don't know what that is. I don't want to know what that is.
Woody Harrelson did an AMA,
Okay.
and during that AMA, and this was fairly early on. It wasn't like super early on in Reddit, but basically when it was coming to be sort of accepted by mainstream um, users, and people were interacting with it and using it as a promotional sort of lobby. Uh, but most people who came on would answer questions and do it in that way. Woody Harrelson didn't understand. Like he fundamentally didn't understand, or his publicist was answering it, one thing or the other. And he basically used it as a plug for his movie the whole time. Whenever people would ask him questions, and the movie's name was Rampart. So now, anytime anyone says anything about Rampart on Reddit, it's just one big explosion of Woody Harrelson jokes.
It's funny because I don't see any posts by the. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Wait, Expo Shield. No. No. We need a name, guys. Something intelligent, something imaginative. Oh shit, this shield shoots. Like something like that. It's the kind of man we need on the team. Sanddrifter, always keeping an open mind to the best. Expo 360. That's cute because it's a
Hoity toity
shield.
poit and shody.
It's a shield, so it's a circle, and it's also a crossbow. So I get it. I understand where you're going with that.
Every Woody Harrelson comment was deleted.
Oh,
Like every comment made by that account was deleted.
oh wow. No, I meant we're working on the Expo shield. Honestly, I thought Bulwark/Ramparts because the design reminds me of Castle Defense. That's cool. So, but it's more like a ballista then, or like a mangonel, and maybe that's what we call it. Is like
Personal ballista.
ballista, sling, hurler, pitcher, propeller, arbalist. I would go with arbalist. I think.
Das Schatzo.
Das Schatzo. Very cute, Sanddrifter. If there were a way to make a pun out of it, I would, but I think arbalist is probably our best shot.
Isn't that already a kind of thing?
It is. It's like a ballista, more or less. A machine for throwing projectiles. I'll show you a picture of one.
Well, I mean, I know what
Okay.
it looks like.
Arbalist, good name, says Pysassin. It's pretty cute. The issue is that Arbalist doesn't quite get the shield part across. I mean, the other thing I'm thinking is mangonel, but that's more of a stone thrower. How's that thing called where it's a machine gun with a shield? Machine gun with a shield?
Oh, you mean like the little turret things on armored vehicles?
Um,
I I don't know what they're
A
called,
machine
but I
gun
think that's
emplacement. Yeah, turret.
it's like a turret or something.
Yeah, basically a turret. Um, we could also, yeah, we could look at things like parapet, the retaliator. What's the word for those side towers? Minaret. Maybe the bolt is released when the shield is hit. Ooh, that's a good idea to add something to it. Basic, as a basic action, you can reload the bolt, but also whenever whenever you are attacked, the target of it, whenever you become the target of an attack, comma, you may reload the bolt of this, the arbalist, as a free active. Cool. I really like that idea, Cody. I'm gonna repurpose it, go in the other direction. Is there a weapon where we... Okay, yeah, it was. I forgot to remove weapon name and change it to catafalque. Shields. I think arbalist is probably about as good as we're gonna get for now.
Yeah.
Gay shield. Oh, really?
Oh man.
Is it bad? Do you really want the legless shield, where it's part snowboard, part shield? Because we can do that. I mean, if that's what our audience wants, you can open it up to another sort of. I meant the name of the shield. Oh, I see. All right. Well, what's your idea for a name, Mr. Shield that shoots at things?